we wanted to give you just a quick walkthrough on the Kestrel Fireweather Pro system that we've sent you. At this point, you should have received the Kestrel kit. Comes with the hard case, and in that hard case, you're going to see the Fireweather Pro. The Fireweather Pro is the all-in-one handheld weather critical fire weather measurement system. And with it, you'll also get the tripod mount as well as the vane mount and the wind vane right there. The other thing that it comes with is the drop data logger. And so the drop data logger is used for leaving on site for continuous monitoring. So you can leave it somewhere, come back to it, and then use the smartphone app to download the data. The smartphone will end up attaching or connecting to actually both of these for data downloading. Before we get into that connection aspect though, just wanted to show you how to turn these on. So first of all, for the Fireweather Pro, there's going to be a little pull tab back there to activate the battery. I've actually found it's pretty hard to get into that. So what I'm going to do is pop off the tripod mount, and on the very bottom right there, there's a little battery compartment unlock button. So I'm just going to flick that and it will pop this open. Then you can go ahead and pull out the little yellow strip that's stopping the battery from activating, and go ahead then and put it back on, and the system should fire up. The Kestrel data logger, the drop actually works the same, but you're going to need a coin to open up the drop and pull out that little piece of plastic. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and again I'm just pulling out the plastic underneath the underneath there, and then using the coin to then turn it back into place. So once that's been done, both of those should be ready to go, and then we're going to walk through the connection process. Go ahead and download the Kestrel Link app. So I'm on an iPhone, and I'm going to search the App Store for Kestrel Link. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the Get button. Download that program. And once it is downloaded, I'm then going to go ahead and open it. It'll look like that. It's going to ask if I'd like to use Bluetooth. I want to say yes, allow to use Bluetooth. And you can choose whether or not you want it to send you notifications. I often default to don't allow, and then I know that I can go back in and allow that down the road. Then we're going to go through the process of connecting to your Kestrel. So I'm going to go ahead and just sort of scroll on through this. Gives you a quick introduction to the main things that are included in the app. And then I'm going to click on the Get Started button. So first thing I want to do is scan for devices. And you'll notice on there that it's looking for the drop, which it found. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to it. I know that that's connected, and we know that we can then control it from this point forward. Next thing we're going to do is get the Kestrel Fireweather Pro system added. When it turned on, it will default to kind of a lot of basics about the date and so forth. I think the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you update the date. In order to do that, you'll notice that the little settings button, it says down there, is the little back and left arrow. That's right in the middle. So I'm going to press that, and then I'm going to go ahead and adjust the time. So the hour I know is right now 12:26 p.m. I'm going to set the hour to 12 p.m., set the minute to 26, 27, and then set the seconds to where I want it to be. The date, I'm going to go down and make sure that the date is right. The year is correct, but the month is May, and the date is the 23rd. So I'm just using, again, the buttons on here to go ahead and set those. And once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and press the little gear icon here, which is exit. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to turn Bluetooth on. And the last thing that you have to do in order to get the Kestrel Fireweather Pro connected to the Link app is to actually turn Bluetooth on. Unlike on the Drop, where it was automatically on and ready to be linked up, this we actually have to go into the settings and modify it so that it can connect. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the little gear button, and there is a Bluetooth. And right now it's set to off. So I'm going to go ahead and press the right arrow, and that's going to turn it to on. And then once I've done that, I then should be able to go into my Kestrel Link app and search for the Kestrel Fireweather Pro. It should be showing up on there. All right, so combined, those processes should get your Kestrel Fireweather Pro and the Drop connected to the Kestrel app on there. You'll know they're both connected when you see them both showing up on the devices window of the app right there. So I'm in the devices button and I see them both connected right there. Now the only other thing to share about that is if you want to rename these for whatever reason, possibly you have more than one drop, you can click on the settings tab and go in there and rename it to something that makes a little bit more sense. The final thing that you need to do is spend a little bit of time calibrating the compass on here. Now you're going to want to calibrate the compass if you move frequently. If this is being used in a lot of different locations, you're going to want to calibrate the compass generally every 2 to 3 weeks, but certainly if you move a lot. And then also the firmware on this might get updated by the Kestrel Link app itself. So when you do that, you want to make sure again that you calibrate the compass. It's a pretty straightforward process on how to do it. I'm going to go ahead and click on the gear button to open up the settings, and then I'm going to scroll down here till I see system, and I'm going to hit the center button. And then the second choice is the compass calibration. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now it will start once I click this middle button here. And what you're going to do is you're going to set it down on the table and you're going to spin it very slowly for 30 seconds. You want to get about 5 turns or about 1 turn every 5 seconds in there. And sometimes you'll get a failed, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and we'll try it again. And when you're done, you'll get a calibration complete that pops up like that. Now, in full disclosure, it took me 3 or 4 different times to do this. One of the tips that I've read is that moving away from any metal, like I was pretty close to my computer the first couple times. So I moved away from any metal and went ahead and just went about doing it nice and slow and finally got that done. So again, that's the calibration process for the compass. And after that, you should be ready to go in terms of data collection. Once you're all connected with both the Kestrel Fireweather Pro and the Drop, you're going to want to make sure that you go through the process of updating the firmware on them. You're only going to need to do this every so often, but certainly with a new device that you're setting up. So you're going to do this from the Kestrel Link dashboard. Now I've clicked on the devices down there, and you'll notice my Kestrel Fireweather Pro is no longer connected. So as just a quick reminder on how we can do that, I can click the little gear button, and Bluetooth right there has defaulted to off. So I'm just going to click it over to on and back up by clicking the exit button. And I can always click the refresh button up here in the upper right hand corner. And I do that refresh, and you'll notice it says that it's connecting to it, and now I'm connected because I've got the dashboard on each. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to click on the settings button next to the Drop, and I'm going to scroll down to where it says check firmware update. Click on that, and it comes back and says my firmware is up to date. Good. Now let's go ahead and back up and check the dashboard, the settings on the Fireweather Pro. Going to click check firmware updates on it, and my firmware is up to date on that, so we're good.